Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about something very important that was just exposed recently by the Western intelligence agencies and was published by Eric Stryker, who is a pretty famous third positionist in our community, and he published this expose on January 5th, 2021. And this has been forwarded by the National Justice Party and their organizations as well, which I don't endorse or really support, but I don't have anything against them as well. I just disagree with some of their takes in their manifesto. That's about it. I don't have anything personal against them. But when it comes to stuff like this, I will gladly showcase their stuff when it comes to exposing this type of stuff. So, we're going to read an article today, and then we're going to look at some released documents from the Western intelligence agencies about a specific group. So let me take a drink here because my throat is very sore, so if I stutter in the video, that is why, mainly. A tiny frog in my throat, but it's alright. Alright, so leaked documents suggest the FBI and British intelligence are using CoIntel pro tactics against nationalists. So that's the headline of the article. And down here, you have a infamous image that is shared all over Poll, all over Telegram. It's a person with a siege mask, Red Bull, I don't know if that's a sock or what, a knife, and the sinister tradition, Order of the Nine Angles, which is the manifesto and the introduction book to their community. So let's get to reading. So, internal files of the National Counterterrorism Center in CTC and the FBI recently leaked to Yahoo News reveal a nefarious scheme to utilize Satanism in dissident groups as a means to demoralize activists, splinter groups, and cause individuals to disengage. Interesting. The document titled "The Order of the Nine Angles Playing Influential Role Among Some RMVs, Racially Motivated Violent Extremists," claims the Siege Network, accelerationist fans of James Mason's book Siege, on Telegram is a hub of Satanists belonging to a secret society called the Order of the Nine Angles, or O9A. Down. According to the analysts, O9A can be used as a tool for causing divisions and de-radicalizing nationalists by morally repulsing them. We assess that exposure to O9A's doctrines may increase internal conflict and loss of members among already fractious groups that are racially violent extremists. Many RMVs believe that groups espousing Satanist beliefs are ideologically impure and that their pro-Satanism members seek to destabilize the group. So basically, Order of the Nine Angles and Siege, just admitted by the FBI, is a psyop to demoralize and deconvert the National Socialist community. Just leaked by the FBI. American intelligence officials also appear to be closely monitoring right-wing internet squabbles and hoping to exploit them. The FBI in CTC refers specifically to a dispute between the Daily Stormer and the Atomwaffen Division, AWD, as evidence of O9A's effectiveness in causing distractions and people giving up. Some AWD Atomwaffen Division members' embracement of O9A's violent extremist interpretation of Satanism created friction in the group, which has led to multiple members leaving AWD since 2018. AWD's promotion of Satanism has also led some prominent racially motivated violent extremists, such as the founder of the RMV website, The Daily Stormer, to criticize AWD for allegedly allowing satanic doomsday cultists to infiltrate the group. So they're using internet squabbles and internet drama between National Socialist groups and third positionist groups to cause and implement that de-radicalization and demoralization that the counterintelligence agencies want. The report concludes that O9A is a useful instrument for causing disengagement through private entities that it does not name. In addition, some RMVAs who have become disillusioned because of an RMVA group's promotion of O9A's violent extremist ideology may be candidates for interventions by non-law enforcement partners designed to facilitate their disengagement from terrorism-related activities. O9A, RICU, and CoIntel Pro. 2 days ago, it was revealed by the Daily Mail that the UK Home Office Research, Information and Communications Unit, RICU, had infiltrated the Order of the Nine Ingles. RICU is a Cold War-inspired Black Ops unit that is dedicated to covertly manipulating the public and destroying political opposition by inventing personal smears against targeted dissidents, creating elaborate honeypots and front groups, and steering discourse around contentious topics through propaganda disseminated via intelligence operatives posing as journalists. The unit brought back in 2007 cut its teeth with Muslims, but now it is being used against nationalists to dissuade them from engaging in political advocacy. Both the FBI and British Home Office publicly claim that they do not know who controls the supposed Nazi Al-Qaeda collaborating terrorist satanic group in question, nor how many members they have. Their only presence appears to be online, mostly on Telegram and the defunct forum Fascist Forge. Oh, I've heard of that before. I've heard friends mention this before. Wasn't there a story back a couple years ago where some Atomwaffen Division members got in contact with fucking ISIS and plotted terrorism in France, I think? Didn't that happen? I'd have to look that up, but I think I remember a story like that. So far, the stateside terror plots blamed on O9A in the NCTC leaked document were driven entirely by the undercover FBI agents and their informants, suggesting that O9A's supposed spread is inorganic. In the ongoing case against U.S. soldier Ethan Melzer, the FBI's criminal complaint claims Melzer conspired with other Nazi Satanists in a siege-themed chat room to provide intelligence on his unit's whereabouts to Al-Qaeda. The supposed O9A member who talked him into the plot and organized contact with a fake Al-Qaeda agent is exposed in the evidence as a paid informant. Melzer is pleading not guilty in his case. Jacob Catalier, another young man referenced, was entrapped last year by undercover FBI agents in a convoluted terrorist plot the federal government devised and pressured him to partake in. Catalier was a former member of the base, which itself was accidentally exposed as an FBI honeypot by Antifa doxers who identified Ronaldo Nazaro, a former FBI operative and current private intelligence contractor, as its leader. In Britain, most of the ensnared and government-concocted Nazi Satanist terror plots are teenagers, that is true. Last year, British courts sentenced an autistic boy to almost 7 years in prison for being an O9A supporter and allegedly planning to blow up synagogues and attack critical infrastructure. Wow. Wow. Can you imagine being 14 years old and wanting to blow up a synagogue? No, just imagine that. Can you imagine being a prepubescent child who is infatuated with Roblox and Minecraft, and you get recruited by a bunch of fucking Satanists who are anti-Semitic, all to become anti-Semitic yourself and attempt to blow up a synagogue. So basically, a bunch of fed Jews were so fucking weak and dumb and unsuccessful that they had to use a 14-year-old prepubescent child and coax him with a bunch of nonsense at 14 years old to plot a terrorist attack on a synagogue. Feds are weak, bro. I gotta say, the feds are weak. The feds are really desperate. British Security Service involvement in Combat 18. Oh, I've heard of that name before. Oh, I know what that is. While the FBI's CoIntel program in the 1960s is well documented, the British government has engaged in similar intelligence operations more recently. When the British National Party, BNP, under the leadership of John Tyndall, began making inroads in local elections during the early 1990s, a parallel and initially friendly organization, Combat 18, emerged around the same time. Combat 18, as it came to be known, was founded by a man named Charlie Sargent with help from the American Harold Covington. Initially, Tyndall enjoyed the enthusiasm of C-18 members who promised to help defend against Antifa groups that were attacking BNP events. The relationship quickly soared when C-18 began attacking the BNP for its parliamentary approach. So parliamentary approach means political solution. Means forming a political party and getting votes to achieve the fascist ethno state or the National Socialist state or whatever. Where was I at? That thing distracted me. Where was I at? Which they saw as an inferior to CNT's open avowal of terrorism or direct action, which is basically, if you've read Siege like I have, it's take a dirty bomb, detonate it in a city somewhere, and expect a solution. I don't know. I don't know what they think that's going to achieve, but that's pretty much the synopsis of what they think will happen. I think to achieve the coming race war or whatever. To achieve political ends, later C-18 members launched a campaign of ruthless beatings of lone BNP members and became a source of gossip and slander against other nationalist leaders in the British scene. In 1995, Tyndall wrote an editorial in the BNP's newspaper Spearhead, that's a good name for a newspaper, outlining C-18's irrational and violent war to destroy the BNP. Despite both sharing similar goals and enemies, in it, he states his belief that C-18 was being influenced by MI5 and the Special Branch, with help from the FBI in America, in a ploy to disrupt and discredit the British nationalist movement. A year and a half later, C-18 leader Charlie Sargent murdered Christopher Castle during a power struggle for control of the group with Wilf Browning. I've heard that story before. According to an investigative piece on the incident, Sargent and Browning told police during their interrogations that they had friends in high places and wanted to speak to the Special Branch, a British counterterrorism agency. They tried to use their service to a unit as a way to get out of trouble. Tyndall's suspicions were confirmed. Sargent and Browning were indeed state assets and had special license to commit crimes. Wow. So the feds are this desperate that they have special licenses to break the laws they are hunting down others for, all to get political dissidents and National Socialists in jail. 14-year-old National Socialists in jail. Stupid. A chapter in researcher Larry O'Hara's 1994 book, Turning Up the Heat, MI5 After the Cold War, suggests that, so basically that now that the communists are supposedly gone, now that the threat of the Soviet Union and nuclear Armageddon between the West and the East is gone, now they have nothing fucking else to do but come after 14-year-old retards on the internet who were coaxed into fucking Satanism and wanted to bomb synagogues. What? Fucking stupid. Suggests that Combat 18 was partially organic, but then was taken over by MI5 agents and informants as both a counterintelligence project to undermine and divide the BNP, as well as a honeypot to peel away the most violent outliers in the National Front and BNP, with the intention of later entrapping them in bogus terror plots to justify their crackdowns. As for C-18's other founder, Harold Covington, nationalists such as William Pierce, famous guy, have for decades suspected he was himself an FBI asset, an agent provocateur. Covington was known for inventing lies from the whole cloth about high-profile nationalists in America and loudly broadcasting them, including that they were police informants, thieves, homosexuals, pedophiles, secret Jews, and other baseless gossip. And that is the rhetoric that is going around. Sorry, I had to yawn there. On Telegram about several individuals who do not like each other. It is either some smear campaign that you're a pedophile, a Jew, this and that. It's so stupid. And the Combat 18 organization and the FBI admits that all of that are tactics to stifle division among groups. Think about that for a second. Left-wing activist Nick Martin filed a FOIA request to see the FBI's files on Covington in December of 2018, but the government continues to drag its feet in providing them. According to Martin's most recent update last month on the Muckrock, I do not know what that is. If Covington is confirmed to have been an intelligence operative, then MI5 and the FBI have recently collaborated in these nefarious conspiracies against nationalist dissidents. CoIntel Pro is alive and well. Yes, it fucking is. Looking at these documents and the history of similar operations, it is likely the group what do you mean likely? No, it's true. What do you mean likely? There's documents that say it's not likely, it is the case. Eric, it is the case. It's not likely, it is the case. That groups like O9A are little more than a psychological operation intended to demoralize activists and farm white terrorists they can parade for an eager anti-white media. What is certain is that both the FBI and the RICU in the UK are being deployed to crush peaceful and legal political criticisms of the government and its policies, to try and infuse Satanism, pedophilia, and other forms of sadism into the cause of people wanting a say over their country. It is a tactic that governments reserve for foreign enemies in 2021. The enemy is the people they govern. Now, if you guys remember, I made a video last year, just last year, before the year ended, I made a video on the siege movement. And I was showing you the proof in action, the photos with Satanists, the storing of child pornography, and all that stuff, and the worship of the occult, in a sense, and proving to you that they are not to be trusted, that they are feds, they're a honeypot, they're a false flag, and they're trying to get you into a position where you commit violence so these people can arrest you. And now, as of January 5th of 2021, there are FBI documents, counter-intel documents, that prove what I said back in December, and I'm about to prove it. So, next page, Order of the 9 Angles. I'm going to see if OBS picked up on that tab change. And it did. Good. So, Order of the 9 Angles, uploaded by Yahoo News. NCTC report on Order of the 9 Angles. Full description. So, I think we have what? I think these are related titles, so these are not related. Okay. So, there's 6 pages. Alright. Now, who is this authored by? Authored by NCTC, DHS, FBI, coordinated with CIA, DIA, NGA, NSA. These are all Fed organizations. These are all counter-intel federal organizations that track National Socialists, that try to bait them into doing the dumbest of tactics and actions in order to destabilize them, demoralize them, and de-radicalize them. Okay? So let's read these documents. Or at least let's read some of them. Let me take a drink. My throat is sore again. That's better. We assess that some racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, RMVEs, have been influenced by the Order of the 9 Angles, O9A, a group embracing violent extremist interpretations of Satanism, which has reinforced these RMVEs in violent tendencies while exacerbating ideological friction inside the RMVE movement. The majority of RMVEs recently expressing interest in O9A are associated with the Siege network, both of which share the goal of achieving societal collapse through systematic violence. In this context, the term Siege network refers to RMVE groups that are loosely connected and largely based online, including Rape Waffen Division, heard of that one, Rape Krieg, and to a lesser extent the now rebranded Atomwaffen Division, or Sonnenkrieg Division. Most of these groups are on Discord and Telegram. I do not know where they are at on Telegram, and I do not want to fucking know, for crying out loud, but I have encountered these fucking divisions on Discord in 2019, 2018. No, just 2019, actually. I was in a group called the Munnenkrieg Division. I wasn't a siege fag. Just, let's point that out right now. I wasn't a siege fag. I didn't believe in that stuff. But I did associate with them at one point in 2019. And I can say now that I'm glad that I disassociated and severed my ties with these fucking people. Because according to the fucking intelligence agencies, they're traps. But anyway, let's move on. And now the defunct Führerkrieg Division. The groups are inspired by the publication Siege, which is written by an identified U.S. person, James Mason, and advocates for violence to destabilize society and create a white ethnostate. The funny thing is, their tactics will never create a white ethnostate, in quotations. We assess that these RMVEs are drawn to O9A's promotion of violence, praise for National Socialist Germany, and demonization of Jews and other populations O9A views as foreign. O9A's ideology indicates that its promotion of violence will contribute to a future collapse of Western society, which they view as corrupt and decadent. Raising bystanders' awareness about O9A's violent extremist symbology, terminology, and ideology might better position these bystanders to recognize warning signs that an individual may be supportive of the group's violent extremist ideologies. Sharing this information with collaborative U.S. Tech sector companies may help these companies to detect and remove online content they deem inconsistent with their terms of service. What fucking snakes? So these feds use... Atomwaffen Division was created in 2015, and the Atomwaffen Division was spawned off of Ironmarch, which was created in 2011. So these feds have spent the latter part of 10 fucking years, at least with this certain community, the Siege community. They've spent 10 years since the spawn of Ironmarch to ultimately expose them in released declassified documents and get them banned from social media. So all this stuff has been at least 10 years in the making. Could have been longer, could be 20, could be 30. Could be as long as the internet has existed, because these groups, for Christ's sake, have existed since the late 90s. You know, in the 90s, there were divisions of satanic national socialists and skinheads on the west coast and east coasts of the country. There were divisions in Florida, California, New York, etc. And they tried to unite and create a coalition. But the reason they didn't do that is, well, because similar to these people, because of consistent infighting. So the Atomwaffen Division turns into the Sonnenkrieg Division, the Rape Waffen Division, Rape Krieg. All of these divisions are splitting apart from the original Ironmarch because the feds have infiltrated this group well, and they cause consistent infighting. And that's what I saw on Discord in 2019. These guys will eat each other alive. Okay, if you're 90% white or some bullshit like that, if you're a mutt, okay, or if you're not even a European, but you have authoritarian beliefs and you defend the integrity of the Third Reich, these people would try to do whatever they could to you. And they would try to incite you into responding in the same violence that they're projecting. And according to the last article over there, they were okayed and they were green-lighted by their intelligence agencies by cards to commit these types of violence. So when these fucking feds are on Discord and they're not banned, and when these fucking feds are on Telegram and their actions are not exposed in court or anything like that, that's because they have the fucking okay to do that. They're not going to get in trouble. They're not going to get in trouble for doing this. So that's why all of these divisions, the SS Larpwaffen division, whatever they want to fucking call it, detracts several times and divides into several different Larpwaffen divisions, you know. So we assess that exposures to O9A's doctrines may increase internal conflict and loss of members among already fractious RMVA groups, that many RMVEs believe that groups espousing Satanist beliefs are ideologically impure and that their pro-Satan members seek to destabilize the group. In addition, RMVEs who are disillusioned because of their group's adoption of aspects of O9A's ideology may be candidates for participation in disengagement programming. Hear that? Shame. How desperate are these people, honestly? I don't think this is important. So yeah, I'm not going to read the entire document because I do not want to stretch this video out too long. But if you want to if you want to read these documents for yourself, I will link this in the description, and I will link this in the description, so you can read it for yourself, and you can download copies of these documents, or you can screenshot them and post them wherever you want. You can re-upload my video to whatever platform you want, and I would suggest doing so. I would suggest taking this video, this expose from this article and these documents, and I would suggest leaking them everywhere you can to let people know that these motherfuckers and the entire siege movement itself is a fucking honeypot. And they're out to get you, to incite you and trick you into violence. They're out to demoralize you. They're out to get you to think that the entire NS movement are just a bunch of retards. They're Satanists, they're occultists, etc. That's what they want. And this is why I'm a fucking Christian. This is why I stay away from this. I stay away from this pagan LARP, Satanist LARP shit. I stay away from it. I stay away from this unnecessary racial hatred shit. I am a National Socialist, yes. I want an ethno-state, yes. But I don't want to fucking go out and slaughter non-whites and slaughter people. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's so stupid. I want to convert people wholeheartedly. I want to establish the ethno-state and the National Socialist state with a genuine sense of conversion and passion. Not fucking terrorism, not detonating dirty bombs in cities because some retards on the internet say, duh, there is no political solution. So stupid. And yeah, there is no political solution because your feds trying to destabilize the political solution. That's the tactic you're doing. So when someone says that and advocates for terrorism and violence, yeah, there is no political solution because you're helping that process. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Upload this everywhere. Leak this out to Telegram, BitChute, Goyim TV, World Truth, Joshu TV, Library TV, YouTube, wherever you want to link it, do so. Post it, link it to Gab even. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. We have, again, exposed the Satanists, exposed the heretics, and suppressed them again. I'm Andkon, and I'll see you later.